The poet-musician shares his dreams of a free Kosovo. His niece often hears about the late Ibrahim Rugova, the very symbol of Kosovo's unilateral independence proclamation 1 year ago. But the state of affairs is far from what Isse had dreamed about.
Independence was declared by our leaders, not to satisfy the people, but to satisfy themselves. The people are not happy with this independence. It was not the dream of my father or grandfather to have an independence wherein 1/3 of the territory, the government, is not present.
Kosovo stretches roughly 190 kilometers at most. Its ethnicity is 90% Albanian. Most of the Serbian minority live in northern Kosovo. The city of Mitrovica is highly strung with ethnic tension. Albanians south of the river Ibar, Serbs to the north. This Serb family says the Kosovo authorities do not take care of the minority, and neither do the Serbian authorities.
After Kosovo's independence proclamation, Belgrade said all the Serbs who worked for the United Nations had to quit their jobs. I left mine. Belgrade promised to pay all the Serbs in Kosovo a salary. But when I looked for work, Serbia told me they didn't have enough money to pay everybody.
Serbs here may work with, deal with, or even have a drink with the Albanians, but they draw the line at building a future in Mitrovica with an independent Kosovo in control. This keeps partition in place. The president of the Serb National Council of Northern Kosovo puts it like this.
Mislim da je to jedna propaganda koja
The version presented by some, saying Kosovo's Serbs break with Belgrade to build a state with the Albanians, precisely those who made us flee and killed us. That's propaganda. 99% of Kosovo's Serbs think their real state is Serbia. I think Mitrovica today is, and in the future will be, part of Serbia.
The state of law in Mitrovica is in suspense. The civil court, following its brief occupation by violent Kosovo Serb demonstrators 10 months ago, is staffed by European legal officials. The Serbs refuse the judgment of Albanians. The chief of the district tribunal is kept off the case.
In this part of Mitrovica and Kosovo, legislation is not applied. It's very dangerous for the citizens' interests because it creates a legal vacuum which leaves crime and smuggling unpunished.
The European Union's rule of law and police mission, EULEX, under the overall authority of the UN, has been operational since last December. The UN is neutral on the question of the status of Kosovo, though it has recognized a profoundly changed reality on the ground. The North presents a special challenge for EULEX.
Not everyone today wants a good state of law to take hold in the North. There are many incidents which are portrayed as ethnic incidents when they're simply guided by organized crime, smuggling and corruption. There's exasperation among the population and high expectations for improvement in a state of law.
The United Nations Interim Administration Mission in Kosovo, UNMIK, was set up in 1999 to run Kosovo after NATO drove out Yugoslav troops amid deadly fighting with the majority ethnic Albanian population there. The doctrine of the Kosovo force has been to keep a highly visible but non-aggressive profile.
Pour moi, c'est un divorce. Il faut le prononcer. L'enfant du divorce, c'est Mitrovica.
I see it as a divorce, frankly. And the child of the divorce is Mitrovica.
Je pense que personne ne connaît de divorce heureux.
There are no happy divorces, but there are peaceful divorces. One learns to live intelligently and care for the children. I don't believe in multi-ethnicism here. The two communities can live side by side, exchange, do business. And in reality, that's what's happening.
In the former Yugoslavia, Kosovo was the poorest province. Not much has changed economically. Kosovo has yet to prove it is viable, that it can overcome poverty and the fraying of its social fabric.
What is this government that puts our factory up for sale? That puts 2,500 workers into the street and then turns the property into a hotel for weddings for the profit of 2 or 3 people? For 10 years, our government has made the poor pay while giving billions of euros to the Kosovo Energy Corporation, and we still don't have light. Our own people and foreigners have taken it.
The European Parliament also takes a dim view of the Kosovan authorities' efforts.
If I look what they did in the past months, there's not a big result. Even international observers say there's not much which has been done by the Kosovo government in the fields they could do something. So my appeal to them is to do it more. If you go to the villages, quite near Pristina, not somewhere isolated, people still don't have a job, people still don't have enough seeds to grow something in agriculture, and if they grow something, they cannot bring it to the market. Still, there are the problems of ordinary citizens of their daily life.
The life below the EVA, how good it is, will be much more important than all the other things. So it is up to the government to make life below the EVA as good as they can. And then it will have also an influence to the others.
The EU envoy to Kosovo says the main challenges for Pristina, in addition to decentralization, education, reform and reconciliation, are economic.
We need to reform the economy. We need to get out of an economic situation where 40 to 50% of the workforce is without employment, and we need to help the government to start expeditiously, energetically with privatization, to maintain fiscal discipline. And I mentioned earlier to you the application of membership of the IMF and World Bank.
More than 50 countries have recognized Kosovo as independent in spite of Serbia and ally Russia's fierce opposition. There are big obstacles to overcome, but in Mitrovica, these young Serbs and Albanians' choice of song about getting over a painful divorce reflects their determination.